What is up, guys? It is Gabe here from Fly on the Line. Today we're going to be tying a parachute Adams with two types of hackle. So first what we're going to do, we're going to start at our eye. We're going to wrap about to here. I'm going to stop there. Actually, we're going to wrap. Okay, there we go. Cut our line. Now, I'm going to use orange Antron. Now, I've known people that use pink, they use blue, they use really any vibrant color. I used white in my last parachute Adams, but I'm going to try, I like this one too because it's almost a better indicator. And a lot of people believe that the trout can't see the top of the fly. They don't really know that there's a parachute, so they will take it. If it's white or whatever. So we're gonna do a couple wraps in the front, a couple wraps in the back. Next, wrap around our post. Like so. Okay, now that we wrapped around our post a little bit, we're going to wrap to the back. Now we're going to take, because we're using two types of hackle, I'm using Grizzly Hackle, which is the same hackle I used for my last parachute Adams. And I'm going to use Grizzly Hackle and for this tail, we're going to use Grizzly Hackle and then rust colored hackle. So we're going to pull one of those larger feathers from the back of your hackle, like one of these guys. We're going to pull off, and you'll like place them next to each other because you can measure the length of each of the two hackles, and then you can pull off accordingly. Or some people will just first tie in the Grizzly Hackle, like I'm doing now, and then I'll grab my rust color and I'll pull off those ones. And I'll tie my rust ones in. So it looks like that. I think that looks pretty cool. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to build up the body of our fly like we did in the last parachute Adams. So you gotta build this body up, not a lot, like I said before. So we'll build up the body of sorry, that was my mom. So we're gonna build up the body of our fly. Now we're gonna wrap back. And then we're going to grab our wax and we're going to grab Adams Gray dubbing. We're going to put their wax on our fly. And we'll grab our towel because you can see there's a glob here, so you'll just wipe that off. Okay, we're going to grab our Adams Gray dubbing and we'll put that on the body like I explained. I'll do a video on how to put on dubbing because it's kind of hard to see from here what I'm even doing. Okay, now, and you can do little segments at a time. Some people like to do that because then it saves you space if you have like a magnifying glass. So we're going to start building up our body slowly but increasingly, like this. And the reason I'm using gray string is so that if the body is built up too big, like it kind of is in the back, I can wrap back and then I can kind of push it down and it'll blend in. See? You barely even notice it is there. I only notice it because I said so. So we're going to kind of capture that. Next we're going to grab our two hackles, our rust color hackle, and you're going to measure it out to a size 12 or depending what size hook you have on. So I'll grab the two pieces, I'll lay them on top of each other, and then I'll trim it just to make the barbs. Then I'm going to capture those. Okay. Now we're going to take our hackle pliers or your fingers. I prefer hackle pliers because they're easy to work with. So we're going to grab both of our hackles with our hackle pliers or your fingers, and you're going to wrap. And because it's just a little bit of hackle, just because it's two hackles, you're just going to do a couple wraps, not a lot like we do in our other flies. So not that much. See? And it already builds up. So we're going to go in between. We're going to do a couple wraps really close to the body of our fly. And we're going to kind of build up really slowly so we don't capture any hackle. And this helps so when our fish that we catch with our fly grabs our hackle, grabs our fly, it doesn't destroy our hackle. Because then it would have to tie a ton more flies. Okay. Now we're going to grab our hanging piece of hackle off. We're going to clip that off. Next we're going to take our Adam's Gray dubbing. And because we're just doing just the very front of the fly, we're not going to use a lot of space on our line. We're going to use a little bit of dubbing, wrap it, get it on your line. And build up sort of big the front and smaller. And you'll kind of push those down. Okay, that looks pretty good. Okay, now, and also with Parachute Adams, depending on what type of fly you see on the water, you can use any color dubbing. It doesn't have to be gray. So use your imagination. And also with dubbing, I actually learned this, you can combine dubbing. And so, but at the end of this fly, we're going to do a couple half hitches, like I am. I'm doing a couple because we're not going to because it's hard to do a whip finish around this. And so we're going to clip that. I'm going to take a little bit of Sally Hansen Hard as Nails. I'm going to grab our bobbin, this guy, dip it in, put it, okay. Thank you guys for watching. That is how to tie one of these parachute atoms with 2 types of hackle. Thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe to this video on my channel. And I'll see you guys later. And be sure to check out my blog. Bye.